Hello everybody, I'm Matthew Austin and SamuraiHex, and welcome back to the episode of Zero to Hero, FM23 Journeyman with me, Matthew. Now, quite a lot has happened since last time. We've played a load of games, about 8 games or more, because we've had cup games as well, and yeah, everything is going well at PRESTATYN. So first off, you might have noticed, if you're an eagle-eyed viewer, is that we're on a coaching course. It's took ages for them to accept it, but I think because we're actually doing well, they actually accepted it this time. I did have to convince them because they were worried I would go to a bigger club, but I kept saying, and finally on the last try, they finally accepted it. So yeah, we're on our coaching course for the National C licence. Hopefully we're going to get to the National B licence when we're at PRESTATYN. Hopefully National C licence this year, and then next season, if we're in the Cymru Premier, hopefully I'll be National B licence. Then we'll look to move, which is what PRESTATYN don't want. But hey, it's a journeyman. I don't want to stick at a club for too long. Now, before I show you the games, I will show you things that have happened in the transfer market. So the transfer window has closed, but it's not closed for other clubs in the lower divisions of Wales, as well as the league in England. And unfortunately, a problem because of that, Jake House left. He'd literally just got his first goal for PRESTATYN. I was about to be picked in the next game after he got that first goal into the main side to play his first proper game from the start. Barnett came in for him. I tried to give him a contract, and unfortunately he rejected it. Well, I literally couldn't offer him anywhere near what he was wanting, because Barnett gave him £425 per week on a full-time contract, and it was actually, if he plays 25 games, which is currently a squad player, so he might get there in a couple of years' time, he'll be on 550 with an extra possible extension. So he's gone for the money. Can't really blame him, but seeing as he was a really up and coming good player and he was just getting into the flow of the games at PRESTATYN, really upsetting to lose him after only playing 5 games with us, knock off some cup as well as some cup matches. In terms of released players, 3 players have actually left. These are the players that I didn't decide to renew the contracts and just kept them at the club. Each single one of them, all in order, with Elmar, then Coulter, then Holden, got unhappy at playing time. I tried to resolve it with a player going to them or staff going to them and helping them. All 3 times it failed, and the next day all three of them left because they weren't happy and they didn't want to stay at the club. No problem though, I don't think they even played for us. So first one, Elmer he's always gone to Cruciliog in the lower divisions in the Ardell division, so tier 3 of Wales, and they said Ireland. But yeah, he's gone to them immediately. He's played no games for us this season. Sean Colton, 37-year-old, he played a few games last season but none this year. Jack Holden, I did want to keep, to be honest, as the backup. Really good backup, but yeah, he came, played a few games last season, but hardly any, and played none this season. So they've all left because they weren't happy with game time. Can't really blame them because they were never probably going to get that game time. The most likely to get that would be Jack Holden. Now, unfortunate, kind of little bit, Reece Wilson's unhappy. Now, you might have realised if you watched the transfer why he'd be unhappy. When we signed him, I didn't sign him direct, football signed him, by the way. I only let him do it because look at the wages, they're cheap. He wanted a regular starter. Now, first time he came asking for football, I managed to get him to back up player, but he's come back again, getting happy. He wants that. I'm standing my foot down. Like, the aim is to keep him around until the end of the season as the backup goalkeeper, just in case there's an injury to Max Williams. But yeah, he'll probably be leaving in the summer. But we've got the games that have happened. So you were of course around with for last time for the Swift game, which we won 2-1. They've currently been second in the league. They've now dropped all the way down to 10th since that loss. And we ended up then playing Portsmouth, winning that 3-0. We then played Flint Town, who are a Cymru Premier side, and we actually beat them on penalties, which was good. And I think they even had the goal disallowed, Flint, so that's a good result for us. We then played the New Saints once again, this time in the Welsh Cup third round, and this time they got the revenge for that 2-0 loss earlier in the season. Yeah, we've been knocked out of that. We then played Hollywell, Danbig and Shanidlo. Still don't know how you pronounce it. I was meaning to search it, but I didn't do it in time. But yeah, we ended up beating all those, 2 of them 2-0, 1 of them 1-0. And then we played Barry Town, another Cymru Premier side, and actually beat them away from home in the quarterfinal of the Welsh League Cup. That gets us to the semi-final where we'll be playing another Cymru Premier side in Newtown, who are currently third, and quite a good side for that division, given that they're a 5th place team and they're in the Conference League. So it's going to be another tough test. Whether we get to the final, I don't know. I'll probably show you the final. Probably won't show you the semi-final because I'm not expecting to win it. But we have got the game against Ruthin today. Ruthin are third, and if you watched the first episode of Zero, which you haven't, go and watch it. Like literally, go and watch all the rest of the episodes. We very nearly joined them. Very nearly joined them. We were going to join them. They were our best bet to join, and they were our main choice. But they wanted top 4 when they were currently in the relegation zone or close to the relegation zone. I thought that's too hard a deal to do. I probably won't win it. I probably won't do it and get sacked. And then they ended up actually finishing in the top 4 last season, and we finished mid-table with PRESTATYN after joining them. And now this is the season after, which is this season. Yeah, we're currently 10 wins out of 10 in the league with 30 points. Obviously, the only team behind, the team closest to us, is Holyhead, 7 points behind, who have played an extra game. It could be 6 points difference if we lose to Ruthin, but I'm hoping we can get 11 wins out of 11 in the league and solidify ourselves as the best team in the Cymru North. Team going in for this match, it's Max Williams, John Stewart, Ben Nash, Luke Jones, Naeem Arson, Sam Downey, Charlie Evans, Deal McKay, Jordan Ashton, Tom Hilditch, Harry Clark. Now, something about Harry Clark is the manager of Morecambe has come to me asking why is he not playing in his preferred area. Now, this was direct football signing, so I didn't know he had him as an advanced forward. So I've been playing him practically anywhere I want to play him in the striker position. So he wasn't happy that he was mostly playing deep line forward. So I have moved him to attacking advanced forward, and yeah, he's scored about 3 or 4 goals since then. So that was probably a mistake on my part. I thought he wasn't good enough really compared to Hilditch and Davis, but yeah, that has changed now, and Hilditch is the one out of the question given his recent form. The only reason he's playing over Simon Davis is because he's a bit tired. But the rest of the subs alongside Simon Davis are Paul, Lawley, Baines, Collins, who's coming back from a bit of an injury, so I don't want to play him the full from the start. Gushin and Humphreys get into the game, but I forgot to say at the start of the episode because I've been recording in bulk lately, and I've just recorded Tactical Masterclass, which if you haven't watched that, it's the 4th season. They're all practically one-off episodes, and we're using a proper tactic this time, so go check that out. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more FM23 content. Comment what you think this result will be. No spoilers. Well, no cheating. Not spoilers. No cheating. As we are doing well. No reaction. But this is going to be a very, very tough test. But if we manage to somehow beat Airbus, who are, and as well as Aberystwyth and other teams, hopefully we can win this. But unfortunately, it's raining, so the graphics are going to be all glitched, as is always happening in FM23. Oh my god. I was just watching that game without even commenting. I was so entranced. That was very nearly a goal for us, but unfortunately someone managed to get away with it. And Ashton very nearly scored there, but Jones managed to save. The resulting corner looks like it's going nowhere. As the highlight for Ruthin, 28th minute headed. Thankfully it is over. Another highlight, 37th minute, now with Naeem Marson. Gives it to Jones, to Nash, who ball over the top, picked up by Evans, who gives it to Danny, shoots just over the bar. And that highlight was probably the last highlight of this half. So apparently I'm going to have to say I don't like what I saw from this team. I could have said I have faith in you to get the job done, but I kind of left it without meaning to. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully the motivation from just saying I'm not happy hopefully gets the players into a goal for us. Highlight is actually still continuing from the start. Hopefully it's not for Ruthin. As thankfully Hilditch picks it up, gives it to Evans, to McKee, ball over the top to Clark. And that's what he's been doing since I've played him in the advanced forward ball, advanced forward slot. Balls either by Evans, McKee or Hilditch or whatever, and he runs on to them, goes past the goal and those two players and scores. And that's what he's been doing. He's been going past two players, over a ball over the top or through ball, and scoring from that. And that's where most of his goals have come from lately. As we have the 60th minute highlight, I was about to make a sub, but I'll wait until this highlight is over, as Williams could have saved that or picked it up, but he decided not to. As Clark is on the ball, gives it to McKee, over back to Clark, and he pass it in now. Does it, and McKee's shot is poor, unfortunately. So we'll make a sub. John Stewart is on the booking, so is Luke Jones. Luke Jones apprehensive, I don't want him to be that. So Cal Paul will come into the side for him. And I think Sam Downing will also be taken off because he is nervous. Apparently Deal McKee is hampered by a knock. So it looks like Jack Humphreys is having to come in for him. And they will be the first subs. 74th minute, and I will make another sub. Hilditch is also recovering from knock. So Simon Davies will be a straight swap for him. And Charlie Evans is not playing the best game, so we'll finally bring on James Collins, or Joe Collins, I mean. I'm saying James Collins because of the James Collins that plays for Derby. You can tell I'm too much of a Derby fan if I'm getting them mixed up. As 84th minute, hopefully this is not a goal for Ruthin, headed away by Nash. But it's kept with Ruthin. And that was offside. I'm going to have to mute myself there because I kind of burped halfway through that highlight. But yeah, four of them were miles offside. So thankfully that goal was disallowed. I say it's the 88th minute, and I think Ruthin are going to get another highlight here. As Stewart passes it to Nash, to Baines, ball long. No, not really to anyone, but the ball long from Ruthin. Straight in hands of Max Williams. As long as he doesn't do anything stupid, which he just boots it. Simon Davis nearly wins the header, and Jack Humphreys keeps the ball. Baines now with Collins, back to Stewart. Ball over the top, Davis can cross it in, he does, but it's headed away, and it's still in play with us. And Davis scored. No, was it Davis or was it Clark? I didn't even pay attention. I think it was Clark. But yeah, Clark. Or was it Davis? Who was it? It looked like it was Clark with how he was celebrating, but then yeah, it was Clark. But why did it pan to Davis then? I was getting confused then. Okay, 2-0. That's the game one probably. We still get time for a third goal possibly. 91st minute highlight. Collins on the ball, crosses it in, headed it into the goal by Simon Davis, and he does get his goal. So that is good, and that is the 3-0 win hopefully now. Or more, possibly, please. No, that's not a 4-0 goal. Just a 3-0 victory. Still, that is amazing against third place. Considering we've only really been winning 1 or 2-0, a 3-0 win is a very good win for us. Also, nice work everybody. Well done. As that makes us now 10 points ahead of second place Holyhead. And it does look very much like we are the favourites now to get promoted. Yeah, that is now the end of this episode. If you have enjoyed this episode, why don't you give the video a like? It does help the channel out immensely. If you are new to the channel or you're a returning viewer that is not already, why don't you subscribe? Well, I said it wrong. Why don't you subscribe? It doesn't cost you anything, and you just get good videos hopefully. At least I always think there will be good videos. You never know, I might put a really bad video on. Hopefully not. But yeah, subscribe, hit the bell for mobile notifications and desktop notifications and all that stuff, so you'll never miss an upload on this channel. And why don't you comment saying I never expected that result, or something like that. Actually no, if you watch to the end, comment bananas. It goes to show that people have been watching this episode till the end, that I've just skipped till the end. But yeah, comment bananas if you watched the episode. So yeah, I've been Matthew, also known as SamuraiHex. I've wafted on long enough. I'll see you all next time. Hex signing out. Bye everybody.